Well, hello. I thought I would share this tip that I found on Wynette's Crafting Corner. I will link the video below, where she uses these pockets. So these are for business cards or whatever you like, actually, I guess, and they come in different sizes. They come in packs like this that I purchased on Amazon. There are 10 sheets with 4 on a sheet, and so you get 40 of each size in a pack. And I thought this was a really great way to store those small ephemera pieces that are just so fiddly if you have them in a pouch. I've tried many different storage solutions over the years, and this is by far, I think, the easiest one to actually use. So they are sticky backed plastic pockets, basically, that you can stick on anything. And the only problem is I did not order the more shallow ones because I'm one of those crafters that needs to touch, feel, see, do whatever. And then I had a thought. I don't necessarily need 40 of these right now. I will probably have to order more over time, but I have a fuse tool by We Are Memory Keepers, and I thought, what if I could change the size of these pockets? So there are two things that you can do. You can divide your pockets up vertically so that you have 2 pockets within one. You can divide them in half and then cut them in half, and I have actually done that with the smaller ones. So I used the fuse tool right down the middle. It has then sealed the pocket, and then I have cut it just below the sealed area, and now I have a second pocket. So I've got 2 for 1, or 8 for 4 in the case of this pack. So I thought I would just try it with this one, where I want to actually just divide them this way up, and I use my ruler to keep myself straight. So I'm going to just pop my ruler over there. You need one with a metal edge because remember, this gets hot, and remember to leave it long enough. So I find this doesn't actually fuse this thickness of plastic by doing it with the ruler, because I can't quite press hard enough. So now that I have got that demarcation there, I'm going to go just pressing really quite hard and quite slowly so that I give each little node on the wheel time to melt into the plastic. So now I should have a divided pocket. So there we go. I have 2 pockets that I can now use to store taller things that would flop all over the place. I could even have divided it in 3, depending on what it is that you are wanting to store. So Wynette Crafting Corner put her plastic pockets on pages in an old journal. You can make your own book, but I prefer to use a what's called lever arch file because, well, it has a lever, and instead of rings it has an arch. This is a small one. You get bigger ones. Basically it's from the stationery store, and it's what you would normally put your office work in. And at the moment I have my stuff stored in plastic sleeves, especially my bigger ephemera, etc., that I haven't cut yet. I've got those just in sleeves. So I did start using these plastic things on these plastic dividers, and that was fine, but the plastic dividers themselves are quite floppy. And so then I did some Googling, as one does, and I found I could get these cardboard file dividers And no, I don't have an affiliate link or any affiliation with this brand or with Amazon. But I found, I'm in Germany, that's why it's in German. These are made here. But I'm sure you could find something similar where you are. And these are file dividers that you can cut yourself. So there's a little scissor thing here, and it's for you to cut that section off. So you have one, then you would, cut that one off and maybe that one off. And so you would be able to make your own file dividers. Now, I didn't particularly want to do that. I wanted these because it gives me extra what I call retail space to be able to put my pockets on. I also didn't want the printing, and even though these are thicker than the plastic file dividers, I decided, well, what would happen if I glued two together? So what I've done is I've just put glue over there, glued two together, and now I have no printing and I have a much stronger file divider. So that is what I have done with these already. So I've got quite a few that I've already glued and let dry. And now what I can do is go ahead and put these pockets on. So this is why I wanted to make, some of my things are rather tall, and that is why I wanted to make these ones that are divided that we did earlier, so that you would be able to put, no, those are not going to work. Oh well, I'll have to find something else that goes in there because these are still too wide. Yep. Anyway, they can just go at a jaunty angle. So the joy of having used these on the plastic is I can now peel these off and pop them onto my cardboard, or just leave them on here. So at the moment I have my flowers set out like this. So I think what I'm going to do is move these onto the new cardboard system and then give you a flip through. I have these two different sizes, and what I have worked out is that I can have one of these really large pockets. Of course, now that one doesn't want to separate, come off, just because I'm doing a video. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it right over in this corner over here, and then I will still be able to fit one of these smaller pockets on the page as well. So I can have a row of the smaller ones going up the side and these bigger ones over here. Let's pop this one on. And I won't be able to put it there, but I can put it here. Or what I could do is alternate, so that I could have the smaller pocket could actually fit in that gap over there. So let's pop the smaller one on first. So we're going to pop that one right in the middle over there, and then I will be able to fit this one over here, and then there's still space for more at the top if I need. or I could even do the skinny ones. So now I can pop my stuff that I've got going in my first sleeve, which is all flopping about, into this page. So I can pop all my bigger ones in there, and I'd have to do it that way. The smaller ones can go in here. Because of the type of plastic, it sort of seals itself. I just need my pokey tool to lift. There we go. So I have those in there, and then I would be able to put all the rest of the smaller ones in there. And now with these bigger pieces, I can pop them in here, and then this won't be so heavy and difficult to flip through. So now I can organize all my things in themes. So this is why I prefer the lever arch file, because I can add, I can take away, I can reorganize. Whereas if it's in a book, it is very set. And as I proved to myself earlier, even if I want to move these pockets, you can. So the cardboard didn't tear. So this is my new storage system for all my fiddly bits. So again, I got these on Amazon, and I will put the link below. Again, I'm not affiliate. And what I liked about these is they gave me the full width of the cardboard, where you're supposed to normally cut out and make yourself little tabs. I A, didn't want to do that, and B, I didn't want the printing. So what I did is I just put some normal craft glue in between the pages, glued them together, so one upside down on top of the other one worked perfectly. And now I have these really stable pages that don't bend or buckle. I did start off by using, and we're going to cause a craft large, by using the plastic ones, but they were just too flimsy. So now I have 6 pockets on here, and I can put all my flowers in. When I finish cutting those front ones, I've left gaps where I know I'm gonna need more space. Then we come to my next section, which is my freebie from the newsletter, and what's also available in my membership area for the Art and Junk Journal printables membership. And so this, because it's a flip file, allows me to add extra sleeves in, and as I cut them up, I can then file them in my mini pockets, which I made using the We Are Memory Keepers fuse tool and dividing these smaller pockets in half. So I have now got lots of little pockets. You can buy smaller pockets, but I just thought I would use the tools I have and make the pockets the size I need. I could, of course, if I wanted to, also fuse the middle so they don't flop about, but at the moment it's quite nice to be able to have extra space. I might fuse them later if I feel it's necessary. And then we move on to the French dictionary section. So this is the 5x7 book that is ready to be put together. These are spare test pieces that I printed just on normal paper that I will use in projects. Nothing's ever wasted, but it's nice to have a place where I can store everything together. So here we have the bigger pockets together with the smaller pockets, and it means I can then store all my project pieces together, and I can just continue building as I build my collection of ephemera and pages. I could, I guess, at some stage put tabs on the sides of my pages so that I know where my flowers are, where my lettering is, where my French dictionary paper is, but for the moment I've only got 3 things in here. I could, of course, depending on my growing collection, have more files. So I could one have dedicated just to flowers or just to backgrounds, and that you can develop over time. So it all depends on how much stuff you have, but I just feel that this will be a much more user-friendly way of storing all my art and junk journal stuff together in one place. So take from that what you will, like I have taken the pocket idea from Wynette's Crafting Corner, and make it your own.